I love propagating, but the thing about propagating is that you have to pot up the propagations, which I have gotten so far behind with that I have a lot of plants living in murky water right now. And today I'm gonna take care of some of them. Hello, my name is Palisa. Welcome to Plants and Things, where I talk about plants and things. Today I'm going to be potting up some of my probably most long overdue plants. These mottled syngoniums, I was like, what is this plant? These mottled syngonium cuttings, which I took in a video that was like a couple of months ago. And they've been chilling, and the root system is more than a little well established, so they are ready to go. And they're not looking great because they like pot us up now. So I did pot some up, not on camera, just yeah. So these are the ones that remain because I didn't have planters. But now from top the things, I bought some planters. So I do have different size planters. These are 8 centimeters. I think these are my current favorites, and it's weird that I have favorites. These are 8 centimeters. These are 9 centimeter round ones, and these are 7.5 centimeter round ones. And then I also have ones that are left over from another time, which is like 12.5 or 12 centimeter, and this is random. I don't know what size it is, and this is, yeah. So there are planters galore. So these cats will be planted, and they do have the soil. So I do want to, I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's 6 in here. So I did want to, because these are bigger pots. These are bigger pots, and I do want to put some in here and in here. Not sure about these cats. So I am going to put 2 in each. In these, this water is so so dirty. So I'm going to put 2 in each planter. I honestly love. Look at how big and beautiful those leaves are. Yeah, and these are faded out, but now I have figured out that to get the variegation really well in these plants is they want direct sun. They want direct sun. So it's going much better with us. But yeah, these 2 together. Yep. And then these 2 together. So this one has okay, I'm going to put the ones that are already, I'm going to put the ones that are already producing thingies on their own. Okay, I'm just going to take this off. It's not looking great. I'm sorry to do this to you, plant. This leaf is really looking meh. So I'm going to pot these 2 together. Yeah. And these roots aren't like huge, but these plants, honestly, when you cut them, have really like thick established, like they have these really thick roots. So hoping all the best. But I've honestly, trying to think about it, these are really easy to grow plants, these syngoniums. So I'm not fussed about them. They are not fussy plants. They're probably one of the easiest to grow syngoniums, but the problem with them is the variegation. And I think what I almost said read up online, because it was not reading, it was video watching, is that most syngoniums do have unstable variegation, except for the albo, whose variegation is amazing, and I definitely recommend this plant. I looked at it and I was like, oh, gorgeous. But I am wanting to buy this other one. So yeah, the stable, sorry, to finish the one thought, the variegation on these plants is unstable. And I think you have to learn the conditions and like get them perfect before the plant is like, yeah. And then even then, it could still be like going back to they faded. So I don't like the faded variegation on this plant, but I do like the leaf shape and size. Yeah. One thing that I really like doing that I'm not very good at is pressing leaves, pressing flowers, and I'm not very good at it because they're always brown. And then this friend This, I spoke to someone in this, yeah, like I remember in primary school we did it and they came out fine, and maybe I just don't remember how, maybe she did it in secret. But then my friend said, oh yeah, just use a plant pressing machine thing. And I was like, so everyone's been using these and I've been trying to do these in thick books. So yes, I want to make these, like, I really think it, yeah, like a frame and press the plant and have different plants, and I would like to do that, and I think that would be fun. I have identified some leaves, but then you are losing the leaf in the actual plant to go hang it, so it is touch and go. But I love the look of this cat. Yeah, this is the perfect to do this with. Yay. Oh my god, I really love these leaves, and I'm hoping we continue with these leaves, because the plant that I cut up did go back too small, so I don't think I'm going to be cutting that plant. I'm not going to be cutting it if the leaves, I did cut up another syngonium, mottle syngonium, because the leaves, it was going down. And I think this is one of the things that I figured out about syngoniums. They don't like to trail down. They have to climb up, and not climb up even in terms of having a moss pole and like having its roots inside the moss pole, just climbing up anything, then their leaves really size up, grow well. So I had to cut up back to the smaller, yeah. But generally, I'm not going to be cutting up when their leaves are this big. That might be a lie. That's why I had a silent moment. But because when I cut this up, it went back to the smaller leaf size, but it did then get like gorgeous variegation, which was, I guess, was the main reason I was cutting it up, because it had gorgeous variegation, and then went into this faded but beautiful leaves. I'm like, can I have both now? Can I have both? Anyway, on to this guy. Yeah. On. Okay, I think I've overfilled a wee bit. Okay, so I'm gonna have, honestly, this guy is growing a new leaf. Okay, yeah, that looks good. I'm just gonna use the smaller scoop. Okay, yeah, this leaf is quite dusty, so this one is less dusty, but this one is really dusty. I wonder why. But pest free, which is the main thing. But I do think these also should be wiped down after this whole story. I don't have a like schedule of wiping down my plants. I think I must have a day where I'm like, but I think that would frustrate me if it like was a scheduled day where I'm like wiping my plants. Yeah, I think that would frustrate me. So I'm just, yeah, that idea is done. That idea is done. Whatever that was, that's done. And this is the second guy, and that's the leaf, and it's two plants in here. And then these two I'm going to put separately in these 8 centimeter square planters, which I think are great, like bigger plants. And I think these probably hold a larger volume than the 9.5s, because they start off with a smaller diameter and go up, whereas this is, it does go up, but I don't know what the word is. I'm like, anyway, in conclusion, I think this does have larger volume. I'm like, what are these mathematical terms I'm thinking of? And I do enjoy maths, but so I was like, let me not go there. I don't think this is happy in here. It is not. So I'm wondering whether I should get a bigger pot, because I do have a 15 centimeter pot. Should I get a 15 centimeter pot and put, yeah, I definitely need a 15 centimeter pot? Huh. Okay, let me see what happens if I force issues. Okay. It's not terrible. Just keeps moving up and down, which I'm not liking. Okay, I'm gonna get the, am I gonna get the 15 centimeter pot? Then I feel like I should have more plants in there. Now I'm bothering this plant. Okay, I'm gonna get the I'm gonna get the 15 centimeter pot. I'm gonna put more soil at the back of this plant. I'm gonna get the 15 centimeter planter, is what I meant, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back with the 15 centimeter planter, which seems huge. Okay, it seems more like a 17.5. It seems so huge in comparison to this plant, but we forge on ahead. Just fill the bottom. I think this is going to take all the soil. Do I have less soil than I would need? Yes. Okay, no, the soil is making I am going up and down. I recognize this, and this is my final decision. I'm going to put these in these smaller planters because I don't have the soil. I'm just going to wrap the roots around the whole thing and yeah, see how we get there. And it is sitting, having wrapped, but that one does, this other one has the more extensive root system. Okay, this looks good. Just have to force the little root in there. Ooh, I like how, oh, this plant is so pretty. You know, looking at your plants and you're like, this is a good decision. This is a pretty plant. It's also very easy to care for plant. Yeah, so there's that in that planter. And let us see. Okay, I just put too much soil at the bottom. Okay, you also the wrapping. Okay. This is, yeah, forcing things. Are we forcing things? We are. There, but it's working. So therefore it's okay. Plus I kind of do think, I think that plants like being crowded. Could be a misconception about them. But I like how they look. Honestly, I would rather a bigger plant and a smaller planter, a big plant and a smaller planter than a small plant and a bigger plant. I was like, then a small plant and a bigger planter. So yeah, that looks better to me. I'm like, when there's more, when you can see more, so I don't like that. So I'm assuming the plants like what I like and we're all on the same page. So this is this guy. So those cats are looking good and I like them. And then next up is this, are these Monstera Adansonii plants, which have been chilling on top of my kitchen cupboard. I've decided that September, which is spring here, is gonna be like all my tours. Like I'm gonna break it up because I'm not gonna do the whole house at one time, but it's gonna be a tour of all the plants living in my home, and you're gonna see the kitchen cupboard, which I am refreshing at the moment because I've had certain plants there for close to a year, and this is one of them. And so it's gonna be refreshed. It's gonna have some new plants in there. I am thinking of cutting up I was like, what is it called? My no, not my peperomia hope. No, not my what is it? My Pilea peperomoides. I am thinking of cutting that up because it is not looking great. And perhaps it is that it doesn't like winter and it like reverts in winter, but which wouldn't make sense. So maybe the whole thing is the place can't be cold. Maybe it just hates cold. And I'm like, I'm not in control of the weather. So I am going to cut it up. Perhaps I'm going to use that here, but yeah, I'm going to look around and we're going to see. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to cut up I'm like, what is the word for this? My mottle syngonium. I don't know. But anyway, that is beside the point. The point is these cats need to be, that is the root system. These cats need to be potted up. And I do like to pot them up in these 9 centimeter planters. It just looks better to me. So I'm going to do that. These plants, the Monstera adentona, is definitely one of those plants that does not enjoy direct sunlight. Because I think that's a thing. That's some of my toxic plant traits, probably, that I think that plants will do better in like more sunlight, but this is the plant that definitely like burned in the sun, like when I put in direct sunlight, so it does not enjoy it at all. But yeah, it does enjoy bright indirect light, so it sits on the bookshelf. And in fact, the mother plant back there is also not looking great, and I recently cut it up quite a bit. Yeah, I've been coming into my like element and like doing more cuttings, but I also do not want to like cut my plants too much so that they look terrible and emaciated. I don't know what the plant term for that is, but yeah, still want them to look good and to enjoy them, because, you know, for them to enjoy themselves. So that is that plant, and it does look cute in this green planter. And then this one. Okay, so there is a lot of rolling of roots, which I don't think hurts the plant. I don't. Probably some people might feel it. I don't think it does. Anyway. Okay. There's this plant. So this is the oldest plant, oldest leaf, and it has not unfurled. And there's that whole thing about the trick where you wrap a warm towel around the leaf and then it unfurls, and I have tried that and it does work. Will I try this? Probably not, because I think it's the oldest leaf and it's probably on its way out. So I'll let it go in peace. But that is that guy, which is also great. And definitely in like starting these, like getting these planting propagations video done, I did start with the easiest. I think these were the easiest propagation pots, because I do that where I like add more than one different plant in a propagation vessel, and these were the easiest ones. I think in future videos I probably will have to do more intense ones, in that those are the ones that are left and the water is murkier. But that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me as I got my chore done. I hope you got something significant done as well, or just enjoyed yourself, because that's also good. Thank you for joining me. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye.